What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Jurassic World Dino Trackers, Wild Roar, Nigersaurus, Orkoraptor, and Regaliceratops. Now, I'm kind of familiar with the Nigersaurus. I've known about that species for a few years now, but the Orkoraptor and Regaliceratops is pretty much brand new to me, so I don't know anything, much less the Nigersaurus, about any of these species. But what I do know is I know that Nigersaurus was found in Niger, Africa, hence the name. And then the Orkoraptor was found or discovered in Argentina, I believe. And then the Regaliceratops was discovered in Alberta, Canada. So, which is pretty cool. But the other neat thing is I like how Mattel, when they made this particular line, that they pretty much placed these particular species in any other species that they made for the Dino Trackers line, and the different biomes that they put them in is like totally opposite of where they originally were found. So, which is pretty cool. So, as you can see, the Nigersaurus was placed in the forest biome, the Orkoraptor was placed in the mountain biome, and the Regaliceratops was placed in the desert biome. So this is pretty much your standard Dino Trackers line packaging, and then on the back, that's pretty much what you get in the back of this. And the only one I don't have is the irritator. I haven't picked that one up yet for some reason. I probably will one day, but it wasn't a need for me to have that in the collection because I already got one, and I think one's good enough for me. But if I find it like at a thrift store or something, or a secondhand shop, whatever, I'll pick it up. But anyways, let's go ahead and take these particular species out and let's go over them. Okay, so the first up is the Nigersaurus, and I do like the coloration that they gave this particular species, especially for it being placed in the forest biome. And I do like the green pattern and coloration that they gave it, and kind of mixed the two together. You got that dark forest green, and then you got the light lime green. So basically, pretty much the body is dipped in this forest green plastic, and then of course the tail and the legs are a separate piece, and they painted the lime green right here. And the only thing that I wish they did was at least they could have just finished the other part of the upper body on the back side, and a little bit on the tail. They just only did like half of the back side, and that was it. And then you got the neck and the head, which was casted in this lime green plastic, and then the forest green was painted on the neck part. And of course, the legs are a separate piece as well. And then on the bottom, excuse me, they got the cream colored right here along the neck, and then here a little bit on the belly, on the underside here. But as far as the head sculpt goes, it looks really good, I think. Let's go ahead and adjust that right there. And then eye placement there looks really good. And then the eye placement there is a little down a little bit, but it's not as bad. So that one's a lot better. That one's a little droopy a little bit. So it looks like he's looking down a little bit, but it's not that too noticeable. But I do like the fact the jawline, it's a little short because it's supposed to be a little wider, probably like about a little wide like that, because they had a very unique jawline. And this is not as wide as it should be. And you can tell it's a little wide right there, but in reality it should be just a little bit longer, just a tad bit longer. But it's just cool though. It is what it is. That's just how they made their version. And if you're looking for accuracy, the head sculpt is not accurate, especially the jaw should be a little bit wider. But anyways, as far as the full body goes, you can tell they added a lot of spikes and scoots to it. So it's like real kind of starts from the neck, kind of a little bit of spikes right there, and then it got protruded how in the back, and then it kind of goes down a little bit more down here, all the way down to the tail, and then you got a little bit of the scutes and osteoderms here on the side, all the way down to the tail line and stuff, and you got a little bit on the legs right here. But as far as the sculpting goes, it looks fantastic. You know, I've always been an admirer of the Mattel sculpts, what they do for the dinosaur, no matter how weird it looks or how inaccurate it looks. You know, they're always pretty creative when it comes to their sculpts and the body types and all that stuff. And so yeah, got the texturing right there, got the belly texturing right there, and then here on the other side, same thing. You can see a little bit of the ribs right there, cage right there, the muscle definition here on the hind legs, here on the back side. And then here in the front, you got texturing here on the front legs, and then you got the little rolls right there on the front legs, right there at the bottom, feet. So no paint on the feet as usual. But yeah, it's very cool. And so then here is the scan code for anybody that needs it. There. And then as far as the sounds goes, you know, you got the button here, and then does it work? I guess mine doesn't work. Huh. Does it even have batteries in it? Yeah, it's supposed to make some kind of sound, but I guess mine doesn't work for whatever reason. So, oh well. We'll look into that later on. But all right, so that is the Nigersaurus. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons real quick. So here's some size comparisons with other species that were found in Niger, Africa, which would be the Suchomimus and the Rugops. And then we have a human figure for comparison. And that's pretty much almost accurate. The Nigersaurus wasn't all that big. It wasn't a large theropod. It was kind of more on the smaller side. But that's it might be a little bit bigger, but that's pretty much close. And the Rugops fell over. I thought I had it standing over. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, next up we have the Orkoraptor. Now this is a pretty unique species. I do like the design of it. The claws kind of remind me of the Therizinosaurs, but not as long. But they're pretty large. As far as the paint scheme goes, it's a little bit plain. The only really thing that they kind of added that kind of stands out is the striping on the tail part. I think they were trying to make it up for not having enough paint on the tails, so they just kind of had it mixed in with this dark green with this black coloration here in the backside, kind of faded it in a little bit, and then they had a little bit of coloration here, so around the eyes, but not very brightly colored. But then again, this is in the mountain biome, so we wouldn't expect no lavish coloration, you know, especially living in the mountains. But the sculpting is really good. And I like the fact that they have the leathering skin on the top, but then they got the wool or the feathering. Because every time they make the stuff for the dinos for the mountain biomes, I always think that this is more like fur, you know, than featheration. So on the top of the head, it looks like it might be some featheration. But in my opinion, if you really look at it and you have this in the hand, it looks more like fur than anything, even though it might be supposed to be featheration. But it looks like on the arms and here and the legs, on the back side here, it looks like fur or wool. I don't know if that's what they're going for or what. But here on the top side, I could tell it's supposed to be like featheration. But who knows? But other than that, it does look really cool. It does fit well with the mountain biome, and to try to keep warm and stuff, especially if you're all the way up in the mountains and stuff. So very unique. But as far as accuracy, I really don't know, because I think it's like an incomplete skeleton that they found. So who knows if this is the real deal or not. But I do like the claws and stuff and how they have it and everything. So not much to really go over as far as the paint scheme goes, because it's kind of bland. And so the only striping pattern they have is starting at the tail and all the way back. So that's pretty cool. That would have been that would have really stood out a lot more if they had that coloration all the way on the back side. You know, you didn't have to have it on the neck because of this, how this is sculpted in, you know. But, you know, as long as it was like right here, all the way down, that would have made it look a lot more better. So here's the back side. No creamy underbelly or anything, or on the neck or nothing like that. So, but you got a little bit of osteoderms. So it's just basically leathery skin here on the top part, and then you got the feathering or wool texturing along the underbelly, legs, and the tail and everything. And they have some kind of featheration right there. That might be some featheration right there, you know. The way they have that pattern, or how that is sculpted in. Let's see if we can't. There we go. So, but I really do believe that's more like fur texturing and everything. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think this is fur texturing or featheration texturing? And then here on the arms, you know, they got the texturing right here. You know, here along the forearms and everything, the elbows. And then as far as the head sculpt goes, looks pretty good. As far as the eye placement goes, not too bad. Got the little pinkish dots all around the eye right there. And then here, the eye placement's pretty good. So good eyes on good eyes placements on this one. And then here's the jaw and everything. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Not too bad. And here on this side. So here is the scan code if anybody needs it. And let's see if this particular species works. Wow. Even this one doesn't even work. What did I buy? A defaulted one, or this thing even have any batteries as well? I don't even know. That's crazy. That's some wild stuff right there. Interesting. Maybe right there. I don't know. Maybe that's a piece of plastic on this one. Ah, that's why. That is why. No, now we know why. The little tab right there that covers the battery cover, so it doesn't make no noise. So that's why. Okay. All right. First I thought it was a faulty one, but it's not. All right. There we go. Okay. Now we know why. All right. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. All right. So this thing was found in Argentina. So we have a couple of other dinos and a human for comparison. The dinos are also found in Argentina, which is the Megaraptor and the Monolophosaurus. And as far as size comparisons with the human, I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. So don't bash me. But from the looks of it, it looks like a pretty good sizable dinosaur that kind of rivals the Megaraptor as far as size goes. So, which is pretty cool. So, like I said, I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. So, but yeah, there you go. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the last one. So before we get to the last one, I do wanted to go over the sounds real quick, because I was able to take these little tabs out that were preventing the sound to be heard. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We'll start with the Nigersaurus. So very interesting sounds. You know, I think they just took from different sounds from different creatures and added this to it. The first couple of sounds, I felt like that was kind of like a mosasaurus sound, you know, that you would hear from Jurassic World. And then I think one of them sounded like the Apatosaurus. So it was just a mixture of different sounds that they just added to this. So, all right, and then let's go ahead and check out the Orkoraptor sounds. See what it sounds like. Very cool. Sounds like a raptor. Orkoraptor. So, very cool. Yeah, so I just wanted to go ahead and quickly share those sounds with y'all since we didn't get to in the initial review. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring out the last one. And for the last one, we have the Regaliceratops. Now, I will say that from the photos I've seen, I think I've only seen the skull of it that they found. I don't know if it was a complete one or not. So let me know in the comments below if they found a complete Regaliceratops skeleton. But I do know that the skull, the one that Mattel made for the species, it is pretty much accurate for the most part. Now, as far as the rest of the body goes, I don't know. I don't think it had any of these quills in the back of it or not. But yeah, but I do know that the skull is pretty much accurate to the real deal. So I guess this was just a medium-sized ceratopsian, and I do like this one, even though it's just sculpted in yellow plastic, and it's a pretty neat design. It's pretty hefty too. It is a weighty figure, you know, and as far as the sculpt goes, this is very cool. I really do like the design of it. I do, even though it is the exact same thing that the real species is. I do like the fact that they kept it like it was or is. The short horns here and a real elongated horn right here. And then as far as the eye placement goes, that looks pretty good. And that one looks pretty good as well. So even though it looks like it's probably looking down a little bit, but at least they both got it pretty much almost on point. You know, right there, a little bit lower, right there. So as far as coloration goes, I got a little bit of the green here on the top of the head right there, and around the eyes and around the main horn. I do like the fact that they did somewhat paint these horns here, even though it is the tip of it. At least they got this one, because a lot of times when they have the horns here by the jaw, it's unpainted and everything else is pretty much painted for the most part. But I do like the fact that they actually did make an attempt to paint this, even though it's just the tip of it or halfway. It does look really cool though. I do like that a lot. I do appreciate that a lot too. As far as the rest of the body goes, well, you know that one works. And so it's weird how they have it green here, and then little. Even though this is a separate piece, this is kind of like a somewhat a creamy green color, like an avocado green, you know, for the quills on the back of it, and brown here on the back, pretty much covering the whole backside and a little bit of the tail, and then you got the spots here on the side of the hind legs there. So that's really cool. No creamy underbelly or anything. So it's pretty much all yellow with the little spots here and there with the paint. As far as the detail goes, really love the details. You know, I like the fact that they made it kind of a hefty figure, kind of a weighty, fatty figure. You know, you can see the fat here along the neck, and then here on the front legs, a little bit on the hind legs. You know, while also adding definition to on the sides and on the hind legs as well. Now, as far as what the quills are for, I'm assuming so it's set in the desert biome. I'm pretty sure this is purposely for like cool the dinosaur down. You know, that's kind of like when you have the cells for like Dimetrodons and Spinosaurus and all the, or any particular animal or dinosaurs, should I say, that has these kind of odd things on the back, like it's a cell or quills or something. It's supposed to have to do with body temperature, I think. So if anybody has any ideas, you just let me know in the comments below what you think this is for, or maybe it's just for the sake of the design, you know, to look cool. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and do the sounds. That's more like the Indoraptor sound. Yeah, so I guess some of it, half of it would be like a ceratopsian sound, but the other ones are kind of more like the Indoraptor sound. So kind of interesting that they would do that. All right, so let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. So with this particular species being found in Alberta, Canada, it only makes sense to bring out some species that were also found in Alberta, Canada, along with the Albertosaurus and the Pacarinosaurus. And yeah, it's pretty much accurate as far as the human comparison goes. Excuse me. And so, like I said, it is kind of more of like the medium-sized ceratopsian. It wasn't all that big, you know. So that's pretty much on par for the most part. So yeah. So that's going to do it for this review. And I'm glad we was able to cover all three of these. I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. And let me know down below what's your favorite species out of this bunch that we went over. And don't forget, words of wisdom. Buy what you love and not what you like. Because if you buy what you like, you will always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.